welcome to this week's Bunhae Wednesdays. In this episode, we're going to be looking at why in Tangsudo and other Korean styles we have the kicks, for example, out to in crescent kick. Now, I'm going to be looking at the form Pyung Ahn Sam Dan, but this kick is also in other forms such as Pyung Ahn, Basai, Rohai, Sipsu, lots of forms there, and I just thought I'd just explain a basic form like Pyung Ahn Sam Dan, as most people know this form. So I know Pyung Ahn Sam Dan is known as the throwing form, and you can look at this application sequence that I'm doing. I call it the teapot section of the form as throwing. That works great. I'm just going to have another example of how it could be used. So if we go on the assumption that the form teaches you if plan A works, great. If it doesn't, for whatever reason, use plan B. So from here, we're going to go from a very simple, someone is trying to put their hand on you, maybe trying to grab you, maybe try and threaten you or touch you, but not a swinging punch, but just a straight out grab, or maybe even if you're very fast, a straight punch. But the idea is you could defend with the out to in, but we're actually going to have our hands down from here and defend with the forearm block, also known as the elbow block. And this should parry our opponent away, and then we should be able to walk off. If for whatever reason the situation calls for something else, you can parry and back fist. Now, it doesn't matter if it's on the inside or the outside, but preferably I want to be on the outside. So I'm going to demonstrate on the outside, and I'm also, with the other hand, going to try and grab the wrist, so I now have control of the person, and then I know where they are, and if I want to disengage, I can. So that should be enough. If for whatever reason they block that back fist somehow, again, we're just going with a little flow to explain the 3 steps. What happens from here in the form is, after you perform the back fist, before you do the next move, you go from your side stance to the front stance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to parry, attack, they're going to block my arm, I'm then going to pull that arm, turn into my front stance and perform a very short uppercut to their stomach. And this should pull them down and pull them in, and that explains the second halfway stage to the second teapot of the 3-part sequence. Now, for whatever reason, if that uppercut doesn't do any damage, you can then put on a arm lock, either with your elbow out like the parry, or like an out to in, because again the move is in the middle, and if I took the move all the way, it would form the teapot, and then this should bring them down to the floor, and that kind of explains the second part. So you're probably asking yourself, where is the kick? So this out to in motion, it has the knee lifting up and then kicking out. We're actually going to explain both parts of the kick. Sometimes someone can be bigger and the arm lock isn't working, so once you've got them to a halfway stage, if you still feel resistance, you can bring up your leg and lower your shin down onto their arm while holding on with the other hand. So that's the first part of the out to in kick. Now, once you've taken them all the way down to the floor, you can then kick over their arm and kick into the face, and that explains the full out to in motion. So far we've done 2 steps of the 3-step purpose, and then the final step, be very careful with this, go very slowly, is you turn one more time. Their arm will be between your legs, and you're holding their wrist so their elbow is facing away from you, and then this turn, you won't be able to get very far, will cause them to tap. So let's go through that whole sequence again. You forearm block, that should be number 1. If you need to attack back, you've got the forearm and back fist. If they grab it, you twist and throw the uppercut. If they're still standing, you can then put on the arm lock. If they're not going down from the arm lock, you can lift up your leg and push them to the floor. In my opinion, you should walk away, but just to explain the kick and the 3rd step of this sequence, we're then going to kick into the face and then twist forward one more time, putting the second sort of more severe shoulder / arm lock on. So thank you very much for watching this video. Again, I'm not saying this is the application, I'm just saying this is an application that says why we have the high out to in kicks in them, and again, this works for other forms. If you'd like me to explore them in the future, please comment below, and until next time, please like and subscribe to the channel, and thank you for watching as always. Thanks.